Statistics in deep probabilistic thinking.
In deep probabilistic thinking, statistics must always be used.
One important tool is correlation analysis.
Correlation measures the strength and direction of the relationship between two variables. For example, companies with higher profitability often show better stock performance. These two variables may be positively correlated. But correlation does not automatically mean causation. It simply shows that two variables move together. Thinking in equations and inequalities. In deep probabilistic thinking, everything in the universe can be viewed as an equation or an inequality. If happiness is on one side of the equation, on the other side, there may be factors such as having a good relationship. In equation logic, we can sometimes move variables from one side to the other. For example, if hunger is on the unhappiness side, we can flip it to being well-fed and move it to the happiness side. By building equations between causes and outcomes, we can try to identify which factors influence the result the most. This is essentially what regression analysis does. Regression analysis is a statistical method that models how one dependent variable is affected by one or more independent variables. If enough data is available, future outcomes can be estimated to a significant degree. For example, if a company's stock price enters a long upward trend, regression analysis can help us understand which fundamental metrics or macroeconomic variables influence that trend, and how strongly. Questions like, if revenue growth is at a certain level, how does it affect long-term stock price? These answers can be explored through regression analysis. Sensitivity analysis. Another deep probabilistic model is sensitivity analysis. Many factors may influence an outcome, but they do not influence it equally. Some variables have a much stronger impact than others. Sensitivity analysis tries to identify which variable affects the outcome the most. If the outcome is long-term stock price growth, the most powerful variables may be high profitability. Other financial ratios, such as the current ratio, may have a more limited effect. Understanding which variables truly matter prevents wasted focus. Another important model is the predictability of systems. Some systems are naturally unpredictable. Some are predictable in the short term, but unpredictable in the long term. Weather is a good example. We can predict tomorrow's weather with some accuracy, but predicting weather 10 years ahead is extremely difficult. Other systems are the opposite. They are almost impossible to predict in the short term, but more predictable in the long term. The stock market is a good example. We cannot know tomorrow's price, but we can reasonably expect that strong companies will create value over the long run. The Black Swan model. The Black Swan model is one of the most important concepts in deep probabilistic thinking. Sometimes events that were ignored, underestimated, or excluded from expectation calculations suddenly occur, and their impact can be enormous. Black swan events have a multiplier effect. When they happen, they can affect almost the entire system. Many economic crises in history have shown this kind of effect. For this reason, we should consider all possible scenarios. Using Monte Carlo simulations, we can run thousands or even tens of thousands of simulations to analyze probability distributions and extreme outcomes. The Markov model. Another important model is the Markov model. It suggests that the future depends not on the distant past, but primarily on the current state. This idea is largely correct. We use historical data to form expectations about the future. But as mentioned before, when new information arrives, our probabilities and expectations must be updated continuously. The expected value illusion. Another critical model is the expected value illusion. A decision may look mathematically profitable, but if it is a one-time event or cannot be repeated, it may be irrational in practice. When there is no time, no capital, or no opportunity to recover from loss, expected value alone is not enough. These models deepen probabilistic thinking and bring it closer to real-world decision-making.